Done? Now I'm just going to start it. Can you go for a shower now? And do it quick. No singing, no concerts in the shower.
Mommy's watching Strictly with me.
She wasn't watching Strictly.
Are you going to watch Strictly?
Right, go for a shower. Let's be quick shower. Do you understand? No singing in the shower. Quick, 5 minutes. If that. You both need to stop with long showers now because water bill went up. I can't afford it.
There we go. Thank you so much. Right. I think your sound is messed up. Right. I was on Bluetooth and it was synced into my headphones. So hopefully you can hear me now. So thank you very much straight away for pointing that out. I will start again. We're only a minute and a half in. So what we're doing here. Okay, now thank you very much, Christina McIntyre 9972, and that was Virtuous1, John Barry, and again Christina who mentioned that. So thank you so much already for highlighting my floor. I thought I'd got it all set up, I didn't. So basically, let's start again. I'm here in my garage in East Sussex, restoring this 1969 bay window bus. It's a Westphalia model, so it's quite a high spec version when it was built, but along the journey of its 56-year-old life, somebody hand painted it in this beautiful blue. So it's my job to restore it. I'm not stripping the paint all the way back so I can repaint it. I'm trying to revive as much of this OG white paint, because this sort of paint, it's never been repainted professionally. It's only got this blue hand paint on, and it still retains a lot of the original features, like this sign, which was for the 230-volt hookup. So all of these things I want to fulfill, and I'm going to take you through this today with me, and we're just going to start restoring it. I'm using a couple of products. One being some green Scotch Brite. This one's already been used a bit. What have we got here? James 3481 says evening Lee, and Yolanda Wallace 3038 says empty people need Jesus. Well, it's not that kind of channel, I'm afraid. We're restoring a 1969 bus. So yes, we are using Paint Panther paint and varnish remover, Scotch Brite, and a bit of patience. And what I'll do, I'll bring you in a bit closer, and we're just going to start on this area here. It's going to be quite an interesting area because this is the original white under here. This is an original sign, and I'm just going to start removing this paint. So it should come out really, really nicely. So I've got a little tub here, just an old takeaway tub, takeaway food container. I'm going to put a little splodge in there. I'm actually going to double up my gloves because these things, this solution eats straight through it. Biba Boba F1 says hi from Russia, good evening. And yes, so gloved up, restoring this paintwork. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you want to see this content, or you enjoy seeing this content, please be sure to sort of double tap the screen if you're watching on a phone or a tablet, and that just gets the likes really, really high up, and then it will point this video out to more people, which would be amazing. So thank you very much. So we've got some paint thinners on this scourer pad right now, and I'm literally going to spread it out initially, and that will get that product just working straight away. So just spreading it out, and we're going to do, let's say, an area just around these signs like this. And already you can see that it's starting to remove the paint. What have we got here? We've got John Barry says hello from Texas. Good evening. I've got Michael Murray. In fact, loads of people are saying hi. Thank you so much, everybody. We've got Raki Kohan says hi and hello. Hieronymus says hi. I'm in the Michael Murray 4919 says I'm in the process of rebuilding my dad's 1970 HD Kingswood he bought brand new. Was sold out of the family. I bought it back 3 years ago. There's a rad story. Well done. Taxi driver, he's in again. Says good evening from me and the cats. Good evening. John Barry again. Hello from Texas. Raki Kohan says hi. Biba Boba says Texas. Peace for us all says, is that a splitty? No, this is a 1969 bay window bus. You can just see it here. So let's get back to the paint. I'm literally going to put a bit more on my cloth here, and then I'm just going to start rubbing it away. And already you can see that it's just started to remove it. I could bring you in just a touch closer actually, so you can start to see this work. There we go, we just put that up there. And already you can see the white starting to appear. You can see from the rest of this area that I've done a bit more this week. I did a bit more outside of the last live broadcast we did. And I had a couple of hours free a couple of nights this week because my wife was away. So I snuck some time in the garage. That was good fun. And yeah, just straight away working that product in and just using the abrasive. Now that pad gets loaded up with paint real thick, so I've got to spin it around, moving around. Who else we got? We've got Samarathka says hi bro. Somebody else says hello. BSB by Andrew, just got my GR Corolla PPF, so I don't have to deal with anything, don't have time for cars anymore. Hello Anada, what are you using? Graffiti remover. This is paint and varnish remover, Paint Panther it's called, found in the UK. So yeah, we're just gonna continue on that area we've just been on, and straight away, check it out. Work hard at a few of the areas that are a little bit thicker or a little bit sticky. What I do, I just get this strip done first so you can see. But straight off the bat, that is moving away really, really quickly. Thank you so much everybody for all your comments. This really, really helps my live. If you are enjoying what I'm doing or you want to hang around, then please give the video a little thumbs up, a like or a comment. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me where you're from. Aircraft remover, yeah, that's a good one. What colour are you going to finish with? I'm keeping this white OG paint. You know, this was painted at Volkswagen 56 years ago, and the actual paint itself has survived really, really well under this blue. And although this whole van looks really, really rusty and horrible, as you can see, if I move that here, it's just got this sort of scarring underneath. And what I'm going to do is clear coat that to just try and maintain the patina. This is going to be a patina ride over anything, really. And my aim is to just drive a cool 1969 bay window Westphalia around without worrying about it getting chipped or scratched or dented in the car park, things like that. I don't want a pristine restored ride. I just want to get this old girl back up and running and back on the road, really, but with a bit of character. Love the character that these old girls sort of bring. So yeah, it works quite well. Gosh, hi Craig from Canada, have owned 3 T2s and now a T4 Eurovan, amazing. Howard Greenswood says, I'm a long time lurker. Unfortunately, my bay window has been condemned due to frame rot. I'm still watching you and I'll get a new project. Keep the dream alive. It was hard news to get. Yeah, I can imagine. AMC McLeod says, did they paint it with a paintbrush? I'm from the States. Yeah, they did. Yeah, so you can just see sort of paint strokes, and as I remove it, you can kind of see where the paintbrush strokes are coming through. So that's fairly good as a first pass, just for that area. And we've been going, what, less than 10 minutes? And even with my first minute disturbed by lack of audio and chatting away to you, I've been able to get this done. So what I've got is an old sponge here, just with plain water, and then I go over it just straight away, and you can already see that it doesn't take a huge amount of effort to remove it. Dry microfiber. And there you go, it's bringing it right back super quick. I'm just going to hit some more of those detail areas just around the edges of that sign, because what it's actually doing for me is almost removing the rust staining at the same time. Let's see if I can bring you in a bit closer. I don't have a lot of room here, as you can tell, so being able to get in here with a close camera angle is not the easiest, and I'm using the sort of selfie mode in the iPhone, so it's not ideal. But if I can get some of this old paint off this old girl, restore her back to her original colour, that's pretty good for me. And I'll walk you around the bus a bit later. Brilliant. Right, loads and loads of comments, which is wonderful. Thanks so much. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and a like if you like what we're up to. I will keep reminding you, just because it's really, really good for my live videos, which I'm doing more and more of, if you're able just to give the video a quick thumbs up, because it spits it out to more people and the videos get more popular, and then I can do more of them, you see. So I really, really appreciate the sort of appreciation you guys give, so thank you so much. Somebody says drop a Subi in it. Somebody says don't get that stuff splashed on your tattoos. Why not drop a Subi? Yeah. James Coburn, I had 4 bugs, 2 buses, great fun, those cars. Yeah, I've actually got a 72 bug as well, which I absolutely love. That's coming back on the road. In fact, if you check back on some previous live videos, I've been working on that bug here on the channel. Pour it on and forget it, lol. I'm a painter, it's the first thing I noticed. From Madison, USA, just getting my shop together for the first time and saving for a Harley shovel head to make a chopper. Never heard of you, but I love your style. Thanks so much. Have you much re-chroming? No, do you know what? On this bus, there wasn't a lot of chrome. It's just things like mirrors and hubcaps, wheel trims, all that sort of stuff. So, the bumpers are painted. That front emblem, I found a really ratty, let me show you. I found a really ratty patina style front emblem. Oh, it's cable tied. Bear with us 1 second. See if I can snip this off, because this is kind of cool. I've got it cable tied up in my garage. Come on, there we go. How cool is that? A nice rusty front badge that goes on it, and it suits with the front entirely. Are you leaving it patina then with the original white? Yes, indeed, Christina. Duck Dog says that 1600 could take a supercharger as long as you don't mind losing the heater cowling. Not crossed my mind actually, but not a bad idea. Seriously Bored says, how much lead have you breathed in from the paint dust without your mask? It doesn't go dusty because it's like chemical. There's actually no dust being created at all. See, it's kind of wet and you can kind of see it. And I don't know, I wouldn't have said it's lead paint. I haven't had it tested, but I feel fine right now. V Dubbin says, evening Leigh, got my beer in hand. Oh yes, that's a question we ask almost immediately. What are you drinking tonight? So I have a pretty fascinating beer. Bragg de Conwy Brewery. My wife was in Wales this week doing some walking. She took a couple of days out to go and walk Snowdon. And this is from the Hanging Pizzeria. If you've ever been to Betsy Coed we call it. And this is Chimpanzee IPA India Pale Ale. So cheers everybody. Put down in the comments what are you drinking. I've got this. And it's very delicious, nice IPA. What state is the engine in? It came to me without an engine, had a gearbox, but didn't have an engine. But I've since sourced the, it may not be the correct engine, but it's certainly an upright 1600 air-cooled motor to go in the back. And I'll be doing that on a future video as well. I'll be sort of bringing that back to life. I've already got it running, but I'll be stripping it down and sorting out all the tinware, cleaning the carburetor, all that sort of stuff. And I want to do as much of this van build on live videos. So thank you for your seriously puts lead in your pencil. Somebody else said hi from 666 to 777. Very cool. My kids, all they say at the moment is 67. YouTube Sucks says, I built one of those old VW vans once. Seriously Bored says, did you have hair before you started restoration? Yeah, but not much more than I have now. Taxi driver says, the field where you have the CVC campers and coffee would make a great place to organise a bonfire and firework at night. No, you're not wrong there. YouTube Sucks says, just watch the fuel lines. When you hook up the engine, you can burn them down pretty easily. Yeah, well, I'll be going through everything. I'll be going through all the wiring. I've got to take the fuel tank out and restore that. But no, that's one thing I recommend to everybody as well. This isn't my first sort of resto. I used to do it at a restoration shop before I started Coombe Valley Campers. And yeah, fuel lines are always the thing that are dangerous on vintage cars, seriously old cars. Now check that out. That is coming back beautifully. Let me take you off the stand so you can see a better look. I will be going over all of this again, just to get all the finite details out. But let me just dry my hands and pick you up. What's up from Arkansas? Good day, the Sir Roman. A Bitrich, cheers, drinking a Birra Moretti, unfiltered with a hint of Italian sea salt, proper nice. The Sir Roman says, in the USA they have palm sanders. They have that in the UK too, but my aim is not to sand this completely. I'm trying to remove this old hand-painted blue and this rusty staining to bring back the OG paint. If I used a sander on it, straight away, I'd be eating into that paint. So the aim here is to do it just delicately, which is why I'm using like a paint remover and just a very, very fine Scotch-Brite. But already that looks pretty mad, doesn't it? Let me take you off the stand and I'll swap you around. Somebody says, have you thought of putting an EV in it? No, not my style. So there you go, and excuse the flickering lights. But all of this here, 10 minutes ago, looked like that. And you can sort of see, although it's surface rust on here, it's not all the way through rust. There is a little hole here, but that's not hard to patch up. But for such an old car, it's actually not that bad. And if you can see where I've restored the paint previously, again, excuse the flickering lights. If I pull back a bit, they tend to stop a little bit. But yeah, this whole panel looked like this. And if I take you around the front, this is kind of what the front end looks like. It does have a face. And there's videos and reels on my Instagram, and even this, even the Coombe Valley Campers channel, there's a whole video dedicated to this bus. But if you can see, it's kind of all stripped out. I'm working on it slowly, cleaning the inside, cleaning the outside, sorting out all the dash wiring. Trying to source the parts is the hard one, because this is quite a unique bus, and that it's kind of a 1 year only, so parts are really hard to find. But you can see old paint, or sorry, hand painted paint, the paint I've brought back. And you can see this bus at one point was two colours. It was yellow on top and blue on the bottom. And over time the yellow thinned out, but you can see how much I've actually removed by this. So yeah, I hope that gives you a bit of insight into what's going on. And I'm in my tiny little garage in the UK. I'm just trying to do this. Someone says EV weight would pop the tyres. My grandfather had the combi trucks when he worked for the state as a right-of-way lawyer. He put kerosene bus heater in it to keep warm during the winter. Yeah, heaters are pretty crap in here. AMC Cloud says, are you going to clear coat it after you get the blue off? Yes, absolutely. I was thinking of, and if you're YouTube watchers, I mean, hands up, who knows Vice Grip Garage, Derek Bieri, Vice Grip Garage in the UK, we call it. He does a number of products. So if anybody from the US who's watching right now wants to send me over some of Vice Grip Garage's like patina coat stuff, then please let me know, because I'd love some of that. Dice Van Tonda says, hi, Emily1406, why don't you use a level grinder or a sander with low frequency? You'll do the job faster. Just try the sandpaper that best suits you and the finish you want. In fact, looks better. Again, I'm really trying to... Oh, thank you very much, VW. He says, hit up the likes. Yes, absolutely. There's a good few of you watching right now. If you wouldn't mind just sort of giving the video a thumbs up, that really helps. We're here restoring a bus on a Sunday evening. We're drinking beers together, just having a chat. Yeah, It's good. So yeah, any sort of mechanical abrasive I'm not going to be using. Let me just bring that round a bit. Somebody says, are you painting it? No, I'm going to be clear coating it. I'm trying to restore this lovely patina that it has, removing this blue paint. And you can see I'm using a paint stripper right here, removing a paint stripper, or using a paint stripper and some pretty thin Scotch-Brite. And if you keep an eye on this area that I'm working on just here, you will see how quickly this does a job of bringing back that OG paint. Somebody says, not another V-dub rock box. Oh yes indeed. Hey man, you got to save them all, right? You've got to save them all. I certainly would too. If I had all the time and money in the world, I'd save all of them. So yeah, using the paint remover and using a light abrasive, and even over this sort of scarred paintwork that was stained like the rest of this, he is unpainting it. Yeah. I'm unpainting my painted van, which is kind of a fascinating concept, isn't it, really? I'm trying to bring back the original paint, and I know patina's not for everyone, but for me, for this car, the reason I decided to get it was because the bodywork was so solid for such an old car, for something that's been sat in a scrapyard in Georgia. That's where this bus is from. So all my US watchers right now, this is a bus from Georgia. So if you are from Georgia or any of the surrounding states, give the video a thumbs up. And this bus actually had a football team mug in it. In fact, let me go and get it, because then if there's any Georgia fans out there, you might be able to tell me a bit more about it. Oh, it's going weird. So, this is the mug I found in here. So it's Georgia Tech. It looks like a... Now, are they the Hornets? The Georgia Hornets? I don't know. But yeah, if you're a Georgia native or you're in a surrounding state, tell me more about Georgia and Georgia Tech. So this bus is now called Georgia. What brand and which year? This is a 1969 Westie bus. This is a VW Westphalia. Again, there's a few more videos on this on my channel, and we've done lots of lives on this in the past. So if you go back through the channel and through my previous live broadcasts, you can see that we've done a ton of work on this thing. You even see me get to set fire to myself at one stage during one of the lives. I won't tell you which one, you're gonna have to find it. But yeah, that was a fun day. But yeah, I'm just slowly going through and just removing that blue paint. So yeah, anybody from Georgia, why didn't you just sandblasting much faster? If I sandblasted, then I'd go straight through the paint, which is not what I'm after. Get a Sherpa or comma? No, not a UK bus. My usual Sunday nights, stein of hot chocolate on the go here. Duck Dog says poppy and shines juice are poor replacements for swamp juice, but cancer is worse. Okay. Don't know why name's different. Okay, duds. Duck Dog says Georgia's on the other end of the Sunshine Highway. Nothing like a rootin' tootin' engineer from Georgia Tech. Cool. Hit me. Tell me more about it. Sandblasting, nothing left. Yeah. Blast says hi. How did you get it? How did I get what? The bus. That's from Aditya 9699. So a friend of mine imports these from America, and just before lockdown, when was that? When was lockdown? 2020? He brought this over to my workshop and said, Leigh, take a look at this and go over it and tell me if it's worth selling on or whether it's worth restoring, whatever. So I took a look over it, and then lockdown happened and the bus didn't go anywhere, but I would occasionally go to the workshop and see this just sitting there, and I would slowly fall in love with it more and more each time. And as I looked closer, I realised that's a really good candidate for a patina ride. So I bought it. and I've been slowly restoring it and working on it whenever I get an hour here and an hour there. So yeah, that's me. Everybody's telling me to use a grinder or a sander. That's not the aim. That's not what I'm trying to do. I use the grinder with fibre disc to clean the dirt and 150 sandpaper, and in 2 hours I leave the layers of paint clean to do the restoration, and in 6 hours I have the vehicle ready. Regards. No, thank you, Emily. I'm trying to preserve the layer underneath. I'm not trying to prepare it for paint. I'm literally trying to bring back this white paint without damaging. You can see that there's only dirt and blue paint on there. There's not actually any white paint. So all the dirt that was on this paint before it got painted blue is now coming off. And yes, I'm leaving very scarred paint there, as you can see. But that's what I kind of like. I'm really enjoying the process of learning lots about this car as I go ahead and clean it all the way through. Bro, gonna be there for 2 weeks. Mate, I've been doing this for years, just on and off. It's not been my day job. My day job is working on and restoring and converting vans into camper vans and motorhomes. But this is just my project that I do at homes in the evenings. This is my, you know, I don't fish, I don't go down the pub. My safe space is just here in my garage. It's where I can just de-stress and have a bit of me time. I'm sure there's guys out there that know what I mean. There you go, look, there's another section. So we've done like across here tonight, and I can keep working my way this way, or shall I hit the hardest bit down here? Shall we see how this bit comes out? This really brown bit. So here we go. Duck Dog says, Georgia Tech is the land grant school. It's the state school for engineers and technology established after our Civil War. Thank you very much. So you had it for 5 years. Wow, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's my side project, you know, it's not something I'm keen to finish immediately. Did you get to keep the original USA Georgia number plates? Unfortunately not, no. But you know, I've been trying to get as much history, but I think this was in a scrapyard for like 30, 40 years. So yeah, just bringing it back. So give me a thumbs up if you want me to go down. Give me a wave if you want me to keep going this way for more of the blue. I prefer to go down this way just to see how much more I can get. Brandon Darvish says, how much was the import? I didn't get the, sorry, let me just get some more of the Scotch Brite. I didn't import it myself. My friend imported it for me. Well, he imported it regardless and then sent it to my workshop so I could assess it. And then because it was in the middle of lockdown, I just sort of bought it. And I've had it ever since, knowing that one day I'll get to start working on it. So we've got thumbs up going down. Okay, thank you very much, guys. And whilst you're there, bearing in mind there's 235 of you watching, if everybody gave me just a thumbs up or double tap the screen and just gave the video a like right now, you'd make my absolute day. You'd make my absolute day. Thank you so, so much in advance. But yeah, if you could double tap that screen, just give the video a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm not one to rant and rave about it, but from what I've learned, actually giving the video a thumbs up really, really helps. So thank you. Wow, there is not a lot of paint down here. There really is not. So I'm going to do sort of this area here. I'll follow this line down. There's a bit more down the bottom. So yeah, this will be quite fun. Can you see, or do you need... There you go, how's that? Hi, my name is Richard Medeiros. I'm from Portugal. My job, restoration painter, classic Peugeots. Good luck with your job. Thank you very much. There you go. Already you can see where I've been using this abrasive, that all that white started to come through. Quite scarred paint, as we know. Oh, that blue is going to be super thick down here, isn't it? Just cause gravity. But yeah, already you can see how much paint is missing, because there's barely any on there. Look, you can see how much paint is missing, and B, just how much of a difference it's making. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for the thumbs up and likes. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're watching and you haven't like double tapped the screen yet, give the video a like. There's 466 of you watching right now. This is like the highest number of watches ever. So thank you so much everybody. This is mind blowing to me. I just hope I'm being entertaining enough. Aditya says, are you, I hope I'm saying that right, Aditya, are you from the UK? If yes, which part? Yes, I am from the southeast. If you know or have heard of the towns of Hastings and or Eastbourne, I'm from around there. So yeah, 1066, Battle Abbey, Hastings, I'm from that area. I'm sure you learned about 1066 in school. So yeah, already look at that huge difference that's making, just with a little bit of elbow grease. That's really nice of you, by the way. That's from Clipped by DY. Says, I'm new here, but like the content, liked and subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah, that really helps. Really helps. If you look on our channel, we've got like 300 videos showing you how to convert and look after your own van. So lots of valuable content out there, and the lives are just me doing my thing, really. Gosh, this is really coming back nicely. You wait till I wipe that paint off. I'm going to go right to the bottom in that sort of square right there. Try and get as much of the blue off as I can. And you can see how delicately we're going over it, because I'm not actually removing any of the white. The white that you see there is actually the chemical solution. So it's nice and gentle on the actual VW paint. But on the blue, it's just eating it right up, which is really good and fun. Right, one of the questions we ask, bearing in mind you're probably watching from all over the globe, and it could be in different times of day. What are you drinking? I've got a Welsh beer, Welsh IPA right now. So, drinking that as I work my fingers to the bone on a 56-year-old car. But I'm having fun. But no, thank you once again for the appreciation, for the likes. Like I say, if you're watching and you haven't done yet, give the screen a double tap or find a way to give the video a like. Really helps me. And we're only 30 minutes in right now, which is mad. 32 minutes in. I normally do this for an hour on a Sunday evening between 8 and 9. And one of the reasons I do it is I just really like hanging out with you guys. Right, what have we got? VW van, how many windows though? It's a bay, so it's not a splitty, it's a bay window. Is that the iron itself is weak after all these years? Is it any good? Is it any good in an accident? Yeah, like this is literally surface rust. None of this is structural. And I've had a good look over the chassis, and the chassis is solid as a rock. In fact, this whole bus in the 56 years of its life has only had welding in one place. And that's in that corner. If you can just see in that corner over there, you see where it's dented? It had some accident repair back in the day. So, need to visit you for Slimline Kitchen. Please do. Having a cheeky IPA, are we? Beer snobs are worse than wine snobs. Now, this is a gift. I'm not one to buy a lot of drink. My wife went to Wales this week, did some walking, and went to Hanging Pizzeria in Betws-Coed and brought this back for me. So I generally have one beer a week during this, if it's not a cup of tea. I got a 58 DKW Monza out of a junkyard. It was formerly my father's, dropped a 900cc Polaris 222 stroke in it. It wasn't fun without curves. Very cool. Abtrick, my T5 has grey textured bumpers. Is it worth painting them black, and will it need repainting often? Do you know what? A friend of mine has recently bought an old T5 4Motion and used, I'm going to have to try and find the name of the paint, but it was basically a commercial paint that's one of these paint on anything type paints, and he used a roller He might have sprayed it actually, but I think he used a roller, and they've come up beautifully. So yes, you can use solutions, but you'll have to do it regularly just to try and keep that paint, try and keep that black plastic looking alive. So if you can paint it, then go ahead and do that. Right, last bit. I just want to get this last bit of blue before I wipe it down and show you the difference. And just show you what a difference it can make. You know, and a lot of people, I've been noticing the comments, people going, you're doing the hardest way possible. Yeah, I am. I appreciate that. And it's because I'm trying to do this delicately, because I'm trying to save as much of the white paint underneath as possible. I'm not doing this to repaint it, I'm doing this to save the paint. Right, that's enough there. I'm just going to dip my sponge in here. Ace of Pirates says, I really hate the new designs, it's just soulless, but restoring an old car would be good. It has no airbags, no protection against accident. No, it doesn't. But then with great cars comes great sacrifices, right? Look at that, that is coming back beautifully. It's tough on the areas with little paint, but yeah. I like your dueling scar. Dueling scar? Do you mean tattoo? I don't know. It's a guy named Warren Hastings from your place. No. Hello from Canada. What are you using to remove the blue paint? Sorry, I just came across your video. So this is called Paint Panther Paint and Varnish Remover. I'm using that in a takeaway food tub and just some green Scotch-Brite. That's all I'm using. What kind of plastic? You can probably bring it back with a blowtorch and citrus oil. Oh, that was answering another question. Somebody else says, cheers. Kyle says, oh, okay, I didn't realise you were saving the white paint. I understand now. No, absolutely. So yes, as you can see, this is the old hand-painted paint on the side of this 69 Westie. And I knew, and I could just tell that the white paint underneath is worth saving. So although to 99% of people go, no, just strip it back and paint it. I love the patina of old cars. I feel it tells a story, and I'll take another walk around with you later and just sort of show you the front. And if you are interested, I've done a whole video of this on this YouTube channel, and you can see the process of me actually stripping down the sliding door, and I go through in a bit more detail. But yeah, check that out. Isn't that nuts how that's come back to life? That's obviously the original rust, and you can see even more this way what the whole bus looked like this, and I'm just gradually restoring it back. I can see 276 of you watching right now, which is blooming amazing, so thank you. All of you watching, if you're new to the channel, you're new to me, please give us a thumbs up on the channel, on the live. Just double tap the screen for me, and that will give the video a like, and then YouTube will go ahead and sort of push that out to more people. So that would be amazing if you could do that. Thank you so much. Right, let's have a quick look at what we've got here then. I'll flip you around. Gosh, my knees have gone to sleep. So, this is what the whole bus sort of looks like. All this awful rustiness here. And then this is where I've been removing on this side. You can see that this bus was yellow and blue, hand painted. This is a totally different paint to this one. This is really stubborn to get off. So I've been using this method to actually restore, and I apologise for the flickery light. I've got LED strips there. You can see just by going over this paint with the products I've got on the floor here, just brings that all back. So that's actually nearly a whole strip of it done on this side. So you can kind of see now that it will be this white all the way along, and I'll be continuing this sort of stuff in the evenings on my own, and I'll be doing it live as well. But this is what I really like, this sort of thing. So this here, I took it off. In fact, I'll find it. Where was it? Here. So this is the old mains hookup point. And this was here. This was just there. So it's got 110 to 124 volts AC. And these are the signs that it had on it, and just removing that blue and the rust all the way around it is just going to make all of that pop really, really nicely. Obviously, once all this paint's removed, I'm going to use friends of mine in the body trade to just push all of this out. These aren't the tyres that it's staying on. I'm going to go for some big chunky treads. I might even upgrade these 14-inch wheels to 15s. But you can see, even despite its age, up around here, beautiful paint up there, get in focus. Down the bottom, it's not as good, but they're still solid paint. You can see all the parts that I've got on the inside. The floor's the worst part, but you can buy all these panels really readily available. You can sort of Fred Flintstone your way to work with that. But for the most part, apart from this floor, because this window was smashed out and the same on the other side, this floor had rusted through. But even round the windscreen, there's minimal holes. And in the UK, you can't find a bay window bus of this age with this panel still original, really, let alone with no rust holes around the screen. So this is it. Look at that. A face only a mother could love. You see the silhouette of the old VW bus logo. Isn't that cool? So I've been slowly collecting parts. I've managed to find age-appropriate bumpers, mounted those up. I don't think you can see the back because it's right up against my garage door. Yeah, but I've cleared all, this is all stripped now of the hand-painted blue. This is all going to come back to that beautiful white. Yeah, look, it's even got a bit of a shine on it, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going. Now, which way should I go? Should I go this way and complete this panel? Or should I go that way and finish off that square? Let's have a thumbs up to go that way and a wave to go this way. So thumbs up that way and a wave to go this way. Let's see what we get. Right, so I'm going to bring you back here. So a wave, we said go that way, didn't we? Which is fine, I can do that. We've got waves, thumbs up, waves, brilliant stuff. Whilst you're there, like tip-tapping away, if you wouldn't mind just hitting that like on the video, that would be amazing. I know I'm saying it a lot, but because we're getting quite a lot of viewers this time, which is brilliant, I'm just saying, look, if you could give the video a like, that would be cool. Now, this bus is called Georgia for this reason. There is a mug from Georgia Tech. And from what I've learned so far, it's a state college, state university. Someone tell me different. Right, waves, so we're going this way. Okay, fine. Not a problem. I'm just going to bring you back here a bit. In fact, it's a bit too far away, isn't it? Let's start from about here, shall we? I've got waves and thumbs ups, all sorts of stuff. Right, I'm going to bring my parts closer to the camera. Get rid of the rubbish. This is cool though, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it's just me in my garage having a play with this 1969 Westie bus. So yeah, it's good fun. Really good fun. And I always ask, what are you guys drinking? I have got me a Welsh beer on the go today. As a gift from my wife. Now with these, with what I'm doing, with the abrasives that I'm using and the chemicals I'm using, I'm actually sort of doubling up, even tripling up on my right hand. Oh, what's this? Jesse Cornick says, ice crisp Dr. Pepper, very nice. Transdimensional Rascal says you should get someone to fix that up. Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping to do myself, my man. Yes, Georgia Tech is a college in Georgia, United States. Hey, from the Netherlands. No idea why I'm here or what I'm looking at, but hey, yeah, this is a 1969 Volkswagen Westfalia bus, and I'm restoring this paint, or at least reviving this paint. The whole bus was, when I got it, was this horrible blue and rusty rust, and I'm slowly using chemicals and abrasive to bring back this beautiful, beautiful original white paint. Name of the drink. This is Bradwy Conwy Brewery, and it's the chimpanzee that was available at the Hanging Pizzeria in Betws Coed. I've probably absolutely mutilated that name. If you're Welsh, I apologise. But my wife was up there this week doing a walk. Ace of Pirate says, wouldn't you just sandblast all the paint and paint it all over before that sample the paint? No, do you know what? I could. And this would be a perfect candidate, because it's so solid. This would be a perfect candidate to either have chemically dipped or sandblasted. But I really want to keep this 56-year-old paint, because it was only painted once. Yeah. Right. So I'm using Paint Panther paint and varnish remover. I'm splodging it in a takeaway food container. And I'm using a green Scotch-Brite. Tim Landers says, I would die to have a 23 window VW. Ugh, what we know now, absolutely. Taxi driver says, did you go up to the show in the NEC? No, I didn't. Some guys from work did. Some of my guys from work did. So there we go. Using chemical stripper, I'm going to do, let's say this bit. There you go. I'm going to strip this bit because it's just in frame. And already you can see, with just a little bit of scrubbing, already that rust staining is going away and it's turning blue. And very soon it will go from blue to white-ish, much like this bit. So yeah, I tell you what, let's bring you here. Sort of show you as I'm doing it, because you've not done this yet. So there you go, you can see straight away, and apologies if the light's a bit weird, but let's just concentrate on this bit, if it was focused for me. Straight away, the white's coming back. It did look like that 10 seconds ago. Then it went to that blue, and now already it's going to that white. So it's not the worst process in the world. It's just a bit laborious, but if I can make it more fun by hanging out with your guys as I'm doing it, why don't you just pay someone to do it? Because what's the fun in that? Plus, I don't have that sort of money. Duck Dog says, I love old cars, 29, 30 and 31 Ford, 61 Corvette and 58 DKW Monza. I almost got 62 Studebaker Golden Hawk with original engine and transmission, but was outbid. That's all amazing. Jolan Danft says, there is one for sale in Netherlands for under 1.7k euros. I bet if you Google it, you can find it. It's in rough shape though. Taxi driver says, just goes to show what a bit of spit and polish can do. Absolutely. Did the Solo suspension upgrade on a 6.1 make a big difference to the rides? Yes, absolutely. Chris is talking about the Volkswagen Transporter T6.1 that my wife and I built on the YouTube channel. Yes. Bearing in mind the roads I live, where I live in East Sussex, the roads are terrible. And also, we load our van up heavy. You know, there's myself, my wife, 2 kids of 13 and 10, my 40-kilo dog, and all of our camping gear, and it made a world of difference, absolute world of difference. So thank you for asking. BW says, I know it'll be on the road by next year's Campers and Coffee Meet. No rain next year, please. Yeah, absolutely. So VW is talking about the event we hold called Campers and Coffee, much like Cars and Coffee in America, but with campers. And unfortunately, in September, it was rained off again for the 2nd year running. Somebody else says, earliest I've had was a 56 oval window in olive green, very nice. Vertius says, I'm using those guides at the moment, brilliant. Vertius says, I have a rusty leaf swivel base and diesel heater coming from you, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for choosing to purchase from us. Ace of Pirate says, I think I'll take ages to restore this paint. How long do you estimate it take to only restore the paint? Do you know what? I've actually done most of the van. I've done the front panel, rear panel, and the other side. So it's just this side. The next stage, so it just depends how much time I get on it. I only do it at home. I work effectively 7 days a week, really, running my own business. So I get maybe an hour, maybe 3 hours a week. So this paint and the whole bus might take a year to restore, might take 5 years, might take 10. I don't know. Depends how much time I get on it. But I'm a sucker for projects, and I've just bought me another project this weekend. Alex from Adventures in Adventure Magazine is here. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, or guten tag, because he's currently in Germany. Wayne Ferrier says VW campervans are great. John Smith says, can't you just sandblast it? I can. However, what I'm trying to do here is restore this original 56-year-old paint. You can see, like here and behind me, this van is in a real bad state because of this hand-painted blue and the rust staining underneath. So what I'm doing is using a paint stripper chemical and a green Scotch-Brite to bring the original white paint out of retirement, so to speak, and bring it back to the surface, because I like original paint cars. So it's for nobody else's joy apart from my own. Plus, I get to hang out in the garage for an hour, speak with you guys, just chill out. Oh, and by the way, if you are enjoying hanging out here, would you do me a huge favour and just double tap that screen? John Smith says, shit, that's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy, but this is what I like doing. So if you think I'm crazy, if you think this is good fun, if you think I just need a like just to perk me up or try and grow my hair back, one or the other, just give this video a like, just double tap the screen, thumbs up, or there is some 3 dots up in the top right hand of the screen and you can give the video a like. So drop the like, buddy, mad respect. Thank you, John Smith. Taxi driver says, how about campers and coffee 3 times a year? Suggest Easter time. We do it 3 times a year. We do June, September and Christmas. Don't forget. So yeah, it's really good of you guys giving the video a like on a Sunday evening. Well, it's nearly 9 PM here in the UK. I've been going at this for 51 minutes with you guys today. So yeah, thank you so, so much. As you can see, we're slowly getting through it. The patch I've done today, I think we started here, went up, across and down all the way, and now we're just bringing it over. So I tell you what, I won't stop the video until we've got all this. Yeah, shall I say not stop until we've got all the way to there done? What do you think? I think that'll be worth it, don't you? Why not? It's only a school night and we've got work in the morning. My buddy Jason has 61 in Forest Green. It's lovely, but frost and salt hasn't been kind. I've only had a couple of emergency visits to help him out. Yeah, this is, from what I can tell, this bus is from Georgia. It's got some stickers in it. And I found this Georgia Tech mug. What's Georgia like? Is it a wet state? Is it a dry state? I don't know much about it. From what I understand, it's one of the driest states. Is that right? This is calling out to my US watchers right now, because we've had quite a few of you this evening, which is fun. So there we go. Lots of people are not understanding why I'm doing this. Why don't I just sand it down? Why don't I sandblast it? Why don't I chemically dip it? But it's because I'm trying to save the original paint underneath all this hand paint. And we're getting there slowly. It's a labour of love. It would be great to see a time-lapse video when it's finished. Taxi driver, if you go onto my Instagram, you can see time lapses of all of this, and also we did some time lapse stuff on the actual proper video we did on the YouTube channel, so go back and find that, and it's very, very satisfying. I will be filming more time lapses because they're always fun, aren't they? So the last of the blue is coming off this bit, and then I'll give it a clean down so you can just see what's going on. Tool station or screw fix fella, is that the, I don't know where this came from. I think that's from Amazon. With the rising population of customization, it's very nice to see someone bringing originality to the forefront. Well, thank you very much. Duck Dog says it's wet but no salt in winter. Calcium chloride is brutal. Yeah, you're not wrong there, should I say. Right, so now that bit's done, I'm going to kind of neutralize it with just water, although I really need to change this water. And then I'm just using a sponge, and I will go over this again because there's some blue shining through. But yeah, there we go. There we go. We've gone all the way down to that belt line there, or to that body join line, and that's really coming back. I know it's not perfect, but this paint tells a story, don't you agree? It's had a hard life being hand painted and then being sat in the scrapyard in Georgia somewhere. I think I got the same paint stripper from B&Q, honestly. It might be from B&Q, I can't quite remember. May I ask if you're planning to travel with it? Yes, I am. And Alex from Adventure Magazine on the next comment says, will we see the bus on tour in the Pyrenees on your next visit? Maybe not the next visit, but my plan is to drive this to Spain via the Santander ferry, because a friend of mine, Jed, from Campervan Culture, he now does a lot of travelling in Spain. And I want to join him. But I don't want to take any of my right-hand drive buses when it's a drive on the left type of country. So if I can get this, is my only left-hand drive vehicle. So if I can get this on the road and I can tour in Europe, wouldn't that just be the coolest? I'm out of Scotch Brite. Bear with us 1 second. There we go. Right, let's do this last bit, shall we? I might just change my gloves real quick. Right, so lots of people saying hi. Thank you so much. Those of you who've said hi, or those of you who've been watching for more than a minute, would you do me a huge favour? Would you sort of double tap on the screen, which gives the video a thumbs up and a like? If not, about up in the top right hand corner, there is like 3 dots from what I understand, and that can give the video a thumbs up. So if you would do that for me, that would be amazing. Thanks so much. Rich Index says also loving the shirt. Yeah, man. Those who know, know. I love seeing relatable and realistic builds on YouTube being popular. Thank you. I don't know if it's popular, but it's just me working in my garage for an hour with you guys. Michael X Jones, sell this and get yourself a T5 with the 2.5 TDI. Well, thank you, but I already have a T5 long wheelbase. That's my daily. My wife has a 6.1. I now also have a T3 and a Bug. You might call me somewhat of a nerd, but yeah, VWs are in my blood. I don't own any anymore, but I don't own any classics anymore. I think that's meant to be, but I do have 2 Ford Cortinas. Very nice. The fiberglass safe paint stripper is a little less harsh if you're looking for something on the safe side. Are you neutralising with water as you go? Yes, I am. So that's my little jug of now very dirty water and a sponge. So if you hang around long enough, you will see me. We're doing this bit next. I think once we've done this bit, then I'll stop the video. And then, yeah, you'll see me. I'll finish that bit and then I'll neutralise with very dirty water. So for those of you who have just tuned in, I am stripping old rusty paint from this bus, which was all this colour before, to be all white. In fact, if you look here, this is what this panel looked like about an hour ago. So yeah, I'm just laying on this solution here. And by the way, thank you so much. I'm going to say it right now before we sort of finish the video later, but you tuning into my lives is really, really helping. Like with the lives, during the course of an hour, we're getting like 15,000 views, even if it's somebody just dropping in for 2 seconds and then out again. The total of views is wicked. And in the last video, last hour I did last Sunday, got like 44 new subscribers. So I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much. What no T4, says V Dubbing. I've had T4s, I've had a few, but right now, no. Are these comfortable to sleep in? Yeah. I mean, it's as comfortable as you make the foam bed that you're lying on, to be honest. Taxi driver says, it's good to know that people are watching this from all over the world. Yeah, amazing. Seriously Bored says, what's the target once restored? I want to travel and travel hard in this. This isn't going to be like a slammed patina ride. This is going to be a chuck some knobbly tyres on it and go through the bush. That's what I want to do with this. Wait, so it was painted blue and then painted in rusty paint? No, so it was hand painted blue and then it was left in a scrapyard as far as I can tell. And the rust has just bled through. If you look here, you see the white original paint, then it was hand painted blue, and it's just over a very long period of time, this rust has just stained the paint. But as you can see here, as soon as I get an abrasive on it, with this paint stripper, it's not only sort of removing the rusty colour from the blue, but then removing the blue. So it's actually working quite well. Or just battered after the blue. Yeah, battered after the blue. It's actually blue and yellow. Like the top half of the bus was yellow, so it's almost like Ukrainian colours at one point. Greetings all the way from El Salvador. That's an awesome restoration job you're doing. Can't wait to see it when it's complete. Well, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, for those tuning in right now, I am not painting this van. I am... Cool, that's a dent. Can you feel that? Oh, you can't feel it, obviously, but there's a dent about here. I am removing the old blue paint from this bus. And it's bringing it back. Like, the white paint's making an appearance over time. You can see that I've done all of this panel so far. It's even got a bit of sheen in it up here. And I'm using a chemical paint stripper with a light abrasive and obviously a bit of elbow grease to just bring this paint back. It's actually working out quite well. It just takes time, but so does everything, right? And somebody said earlier, are you going to why didn't you get somebody else to do it? I could, but that's no fun. Plus I don't have that sort of money. Already that's now loaded up with paint. I know the light's getting worse, so I apologise for that. As I'm moving further down the garage, I'm running out of light. You can see already how much white's showing through. It's really quite cool. Let's get back to the comments. Is this a VW? Yes, it's a 69 Westie. You can just see behind me. My bus has been hand painted blue on the bottom and yellow on top over some wacky graffiti. Cool. Do you think there's good money in making camper vans to sell? Thinking about doing a Sprinter next summer. Do you know what? If you build a good one, then yes. Obviously, there's always a market for a camper van. And you know, I say to people who are building camper vans to sell, make it a neutral camper van. Like if you're trying to sell a home, you might whitewash it or do it at Magnolia and do some really sort of boring, non-offensive pictures on the inside when it comes to sell the place. And you've kind of got to make a camper in the same way. If you're trying to build a camper to sell, don't make it all wacky oranges and greens and things like that. Just, you know, a nice off-white finish on the interior, that is, with some wood highlights, decent upholstery, all that sort of stuff. VW says your next build could be a converted van into a coffee pop-up for the showroom. Joel, we've considered making this into a coffee shop at one point. That'd be quite fun. I've built coffee shops. I've built coffee vans through work. We had a customer and I built a coffee van out of a Volkswagen T5. That was quite good fun. But I'm not interested in making coffee. I love it. I'm not interested in learning how to make it or be a good barista. Let's put it that way. Right, we're coming to the end of it. You can kind of see what a difference it's made. I can see some primer here. Looks like somebody's painted over a bit with primer. The other remarkable thing about this is, bearing in mind its age, there's no filler. There's no filler in it. Gosh, there's lots of comments. Thank you so much, guys. Does the person who you purchased the bus off in the USA know what you're doing? No, they don't. Which is sad, isn't it? Paul Gordon, are you at home or at the workshop? At home. They make replacement memory foam mattresses, $90 US, about £65 GBP. I was talking to a Westie owner a few weeks ago at the museum meet. Thank you. Johnson Randomness, they soak the panel in 90% alcohol and put a bag over it for an hour. Do you know what? I would, and I've used that same method But because all of this paintwork you can see here is so delicate, I would think that if any alcohol was to get under that, it would just lift it all up, which is why I'm doing it the way I'm doing. So I've tested loads of methods. The way I'm doing it this way is because I can concentrate on small areas at a time, and if I do see the white paint start to lift, I just sort of wash it down immediately. So yeah. But it's getting there, isn't it? It's getting there slowly. My fingers are starting to feel it right now. It's okay on this sort of area where it's not so rough, but as you're getting down into this sort of stuff here, it can make it a bit rough. On the old pinkies. Detroit Michigan here, will you end up polishing it to finish the bare metal with oil or bluing? Now, if you're from the US and you watch YouTube and you're into cars, you might know Vice Grip Garage. I want some of his solutions. So if you're in the US and you wanted to, if you're in the US and you want to send us some parts from Vice Grip Garage, then please give us a shout. Adventure Magazine says, want to take Snickers back and coffee van it. We could do that. Would that work for you, Alex? Right, so we're getting there slowly. We are nearly there with removing the blue. I'm going right down to the corner of this panel, just so it's kind of a full stop at the end of this video, isn't it, if I go right to the end of that corner. And it gives me a bit of incentive for the next time I come out here and work on it with you guys. So, just this bit here, look. Not bad going. Not bad going at all. Right, so those of you still tuned in, first of all, thank you so much. And secondly, if you like what I'm doing, or you've got some sympathy for the graft that I'm putting in here, or you think I'm just an idiot for trying to restore a 56-year-old car, give the video a little thumbs up for me. If you double tap the screen, it gives the video a thumbs up, or there's sort of 3 dots somewhere in the screen, and it will give the video a thumbs up, which really helps. So thank you so much in advance, and thank you so much for watching. We are coming to the end of it now. We've been going just over an hour. Someone said, what will you do with the sills? Sills are solid. Can't believe it. What's that? So I've looked up Vice Grip Garage. I am familiar and would definitely not recommend them. Why is that? Tell me. All I'm after is the patina restorer or patina cover paint. Right, I'm going to get one more bit of Scotch-Brite. Ow, I have got a dead leg. Very much a dead leg. I can't feel my feet. Been kneeling down for too long. And I've just dropped my scissors. Right. I'm going to cut 2 bits. There you go. Right, this has been hugely productive today. V-dubbing, 160 likes tonight. Amazing. Yeah, I know, man. This is, you know, persistence is key, right? I'm really enjoying doing the lives again. And if I can make it more of a regular thing, especially in the winter months, I think that'd be kind of cool, don't you? Right, nearly there. Right, if I get to this bit and you're impressed and you haven't given the video a like yet, please do. Will you paint or Schultz the sills? No, I'm just gonna like clear coat it, like a satin clear coat. If I can't find a decent enough preserver, then I will just prepare it for clear coat, basically. Because I want to preserve the patina. I'm not going to all this work to just sort of paint over it or let it get any worse. Right, all the bits of blue I can see in the background, I'm just going to sort of go over. Oh, we're getting some stuff going on, it's cool. Just this last bit. You ready? And there we go. Right. I'll take his gloves off. Dunk my hand into the terrible puddle of water. They show on the television, and after restoring Corvettes and other classics over my life, they cut a lot of corners and tend to ditch any interesting original things for easy, often expensive mods. Yeah. Duck Dog says it's criminal what they do to old cars. I thank you for showing that this hobby is really all about. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's passion, isn't it, really? I've got a passion for keeping this old car alive. And if nobody else will, why not me? So there we go. Look at that. Coming right back. Look how much we've done today. We've done almost that whole panel today. And I think it's beautiful in its ugliness. You just hear that difference. So that's smooth. So scarred. But what a thing. What a thing. Right, let's take these gloves off and do a bit of cleaning up and sort of show you the results. Right, let's do this. So, excuse the flickering lights, but there you go. All of that area is done today. And let's see if I can bring you in close. Look at how nuts that is. Come on, focus for me. You can really... So that's where the paint's good. And again, excuse the sort of flashy lights. And then, yeah, it's kind of how it looks. So less than an hour ago, all my paintwork looked like that. And with a bit of elbow grease, looks like that. I'm very happy with it. So, if you kind of like the results, yeah, bearing in mind the whole side of the bus looked like this. And now it's got this cool white bit in the middle. Very soon to have this bit done, and then all of that. I'd love to do it tonight, but I've got some kiddies to put to bed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching tonight, everybody. Like I say, if you've watched the video, you've enjoyed your time, and you want to just sort of say thank you to us, please be sure to give that video a like. You double tap the screen, and that gives the video a thumbs up, so I really, really appreciate that. Taxi driver says, what's this I hear about doing away with the 40-year-old exemption rule? Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's not in yet, but we'll see how it goes. Ian Lennox says, is this what's called a rat rod finish? Yeah, more of a patina finish. I'm all about preserving cars, not necessarily fully restoring them, because I've had a fully restored car before and you're just afraid of taking it anywhere in case it gets knocked or scratched or dented. So yeah, just reviving these old girls and then using them, right? I think that's cool. Imagine if the van could tell all its stories and where all the scars came from over the years. I know, that's kind of why I like it. They tell a story. This actually here, if you can just see this streak here, if you follow my hand down, this is actually a dent. There. That's actually a dent, this sort of streak here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But yeah, this, everything else is sort of a crisscross scar, but this line here, from here, that's a dent, an inward dent. It's crazy, isn't it? But then this one's going to be interesting because it's all sort of bent and cattywampus. So yeah, it's very cool, isn't it? Very cool. But yes, I will say good evening. Thank you so much for watching. Like I say, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's try and do it same time next week. All right, guys? Just lastly, VWing says, got to say you put the hours in, not just on here, but for the CVC and VW community. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you very much, VWing. And thank you very much, everybody, also for watching. Give the video a thumbs up. I will see you later on. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.